All right, guys, Shotty T here. This is Act 7. This is the last path. Well, not the last path for exploration, just the last path to complete Act 7. And this is going to be Gwen Perion. Basically, she's Gwenpool with Hyperion abilities and specials. So basically, this fight, it's kind of like the Kane fight in the tech variant, where we see that timer that's next to her, that energy resistance passive. Basically, what that means is every time that timer expires, if you do not have a shock debuff or an incinerate debuff on the opponent, they will regenerate all the way to full health. So even if you got heal block, even if you got petrify, it ignores that completely. Only way that it doesn't apply is if you shock or incinerate the opponent. Now, there are a couple of champions that bypass this option. Of course, if you have a passive heal block like Mysterio on his fourth light attack, also Warlock with the infection. If you have that active, it blocks all healing. It doesn't count towards it actually, the node doesn't reverse that. So basically, if you have infection active, they won't heal. So that's pretty much the exception. But otherwise, you shock or incinerate. Now, yes, there are other champs that do apply shock and incinerate. And I thought about using Sunspot, but apparently one of my alliance members actually beat me to the punch as far as beating Act 7 its completion, and stated that the SP2 for Sunspot actually counts as energy damage. And again, this node has 99% energy resistance, so the SP2 would have hit like a wet noodle. So with Hulk here, Hulkbuster, his attacks are physical. Now, of course, the beams from his SP2 are energy based, but the hits are not. So, and of course, the more shots you have on the opponent, the more damage output he has. So basically what I'm doing here, and you saw this in quite the beginning of the fight, I just basically hit into her block when I have 2 bars of power, and then just drain it completely. Even if she has 3 full bars, it'll drain it all the way. And then just heavy spam in the corner. Now, the heavy spam is hit or miss against certain type of champs you go against, so you have to duel to find out who you can actually do this successfully against. I find that it's a little difficult to do against larger opponents, but I did duel against Gwenpool, and just to test it, and it was actually, I was able to do it pretty easily in a corner. So basically that's all I do. Now, it was one point where I got her to 3 bars of power. I also had 3 bars as well. And the thing about Hulk versus SP3, I think it drains power also. And other times I kind of flirted with getting her to 3 bars of power, but it's basically like playing against Hyperion. His specials are not that hard to bait if you apply the appropriate spacing. And also what I found, that they're more likely to launch their specials after they get knocked down, or if you just hit into their block. Now, of course, you can bait specials the traditional way by just dexing back. And if you do shallow evades instead of not shallow evades, if you do shallow dex instead of the full dex, they're also more likely to throw a special, because you'll be in that certain distance where they're more likely to launch a special. And again, all this stuff, these little technical things, they're dork lessons. Because like I said, I watched all his different series of different play styles and techniques that you can apply in many different fights. That way you can be versatile in your attack. And as you saw previously, I did get my health pretty low, but Hulkbuster has that mechanic where if your health gets below 15%, you reach in, and it's based on how high your sig level is how much he regens. And I believe I have my Hulkbuster at like sig 180, or I have him at max sig. I forgot. So I was able to regenerate quite a bit, and also while he's regenerating, he gains an additional attack bonus. So once again, we hit into a block. Once I got 2 bars of power, and we heavy spam in the corner. Usually get about 4 or 5 of those bad boys in there, and we're just keeping our eye on that timer the whole time to make sure that I have at least 1 shock debuff on her when it expires, so that way she doesn't regenerate back to 100% health. Imagine if she did that at this point in time. That'd be very, very, very discouraging. So we got her in Assassin's range, so we almost got it there. We throw another SP3. Now, I'm pretty sure she's probably like the regular Gwenpool, where you can't kill her off your specials unless you have a debuff on them. So you just have to hit her with a basic attack here, and she's done. So overall, that path I did not use. I didn't have to revive anyone. I did swap out 1 champ, but I will show the entire path, this particular path in its entire, in a separate video, and there'll be lighter commentary on that. But yeah, pretty sweet rewards. I'll have a separate rewards opening video. I now have 3 6 stars I can open. Of course, I have a rank 1 to 2 6-star gem there, the 25%. Also, of course, the 10 sig stones. And I'm debating whether I should purchase this offer here. It doesn't really give much. I guess the 15% class selector is what's driving the price of it. Now, these level 6 potions are interesting, and like I said, it's not enough revives for me to consider. I mean, it just depends, because I know if I do the Abyss, it could be useful to have those revives, and plus I still have that offer from the Act 6 compensation with the extra revive. So, but basically, you see I got 3 6 stars there. So just to give you an idea what you're going to gain by doing 100% 7.1, you're going to get a 25% selector, another 25% generic, well, a random, and then a 6-star nexus. And basically every path you explore, you pretty much get a full, every quest, I mean, you get a full T5 basic, get 1.5 T2 alpha. So you get 9 total T2 alpha, 6 total T5 basic, 90 times 6, so 540 units, and 600,000 gold. But anyway, and also 9,000 6-star shards. So, but hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And like I said, more videos to come.